Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I had to make this video. I just couldn't stay quiet because I have watched preachers and priests completely milk the money from his congregation for years. Now, I don't go to church and I don't have an issue against church if it brings you peace and happiness. Whatever brings you peace and happiness, it's not hurting anybody, okay? Now, Juanita Bynum is not the only preacher and all that other stuff that is doing what I'm about to talk about. She's not, but she is one of the most successful, well-paid ones besides T.D. Jakes and Joel Osteen, I think that's his name, and a few more, the mega pastors. You have your local pastors who are doing pretty good, and then you have the mega ones who are very well off. Now, look, I'm gonna play what she said. It says that, now this was on Tasha K's Instagram. This isn't about money, she said. It's about your future. Prophetess, I'm probably saying that wrong. Excuse my little tongue twister. Juanita Bynum says God handpicked 21 people to sow their seed, give money. $1,000, basically. $1,066 each. So he can pay some bills and turn their lives around. See, I'm going to say something, but there have been other people saying this, how these preachers and the prophets and all of that, they're sowing the seed, tithing, but yet the congregation is full of poor people, a number, not giving back. I understand that the church does need help. Okay, you go to the church, you're a part of a community, okay, giving back to keep the lights on and to help with the program some of them have. That's completely understandable. But a lot of these pastors and priests and all of that are getting rich off of the people that come to the church and they don't give back. Look, I'm going to be quiet real quick. We're going to jump into this. They are laughing all the way to the bank, a number of these priests and preachers and stuff, the women and the men. It's a very lucrative business for a number of them. They don't have to pay taxes or something and all this other stuff. Let's see what Juanita Bynum, again, what she was telling them. Pay $1,066 to me. Okay, you have been handpicked by God to give this money so he can pay some bills. Whose bills exactly? Let's see.
Like you have never seen. Like you have never seen. $1,066 is nothing. You can get money back. Yes, Lord. He just said 5 more people are sitting here deciding, but you're not deciding about money, you're deciding about your future. You're not deciding about money, you're deciding about your future. He said, come now. This isn't about money, this is about your future.
It's literally about money.
This is about the restoration of your faith. He said God wants some people to pay some bills for him. He said everywhere you go, he said I will handpick 21 people in the building that will sow this $1,066 because of what I'm getting ready to turn around in their life. And it's something because in this season,
you and Stefan?
Okay, so you saw that. And here's what I have to say about that. It is okay to be generous and to be giving. But a lot of people give to the church, but yet, why don't you help a homeless person? And I'm not saying some of you don't. Why don't you help someone in need type of thing? A number. I'm not a person who's trying to use you for what you have. But if you want to help out a woman at a battered women's shelter, help her buy her some diapers if she has kids, or go to the projects and buy someone groceries that's struggling type of thing. A lot of these churches, and I'm not saying that there are churches who do not help, who do not have food pantries. I know for a fact that there are a number of Christian churches who actually do things to help people. But it's just amazing to me because let me tell you something. You're not going to be blessed because you gave some money. You are going to be blessed because of your character. Your character. You can give all the money in the world to somebody, but if you are an evil, disgusting person, I highly doubt you're going, oh, I gave to the church. I gave $1,000, so what I wanted is going to come to me. I don't believe it works like that. Because you have a lot of people in sheep's wolves clothing and all of that who pretend to be church people, and they're actually horrible people, nasty people, bad attitude people, and all this other stuff. Just because you go to church is not going to save you. I don't care what religion you are. Because people love to say, oh, I'm saved because I go to the church. I gave to the church. I don't believe anyone is going to be, quote unquote, saved based on that. I don't care what religion you are. Half of the world says it's religion, and look at the state of the world. No one is looking for missing children. No one is stopping sex trafficking. No one is doing eye for an eye like the Bible. So you know what? These rapists. It hasn't been happening. Okay, but let me stay on topic with Juanita Bynum. So she says that God said that 21 people would be handpicked. Those people chose to come up there. Okay. They chose to give money because they're nice people, and you're telling them that they're going to be rewarded for giving this money. First of all, what bills are being paid? Is it anyone in the congregation? Any of the people that attend the church? I believe that if you have a church, the people in your church, y'all should help each other. There are literally churches on every single block around the hood and in well-off places. Everywhere you go, you see a church. Damn near a mile later, there go another church. There go another church, and then this church and all of that. You will have the hood area look like crap, but the church will be immaculate, beautiful. So I always wondered, how are people preaching, taking money from the poor people in the area? You get your house and you're living good, but the people that attend your church, their homes look like crap. Their yards look like crap. They have plumbing problems. They can't always pay their rent. And then they rush to church and let me sow, let me tithe, let me this. God will fix it if I give this preacher the last money I have. Do you know how insane that is? Do you not know how mentally ill that is? Okay? You don't have to give God physical money. A preacher and a priest and the women preachers and prophetess and all that, they are human beings. Okay? They're not God. They are human beings reading the word, the Bible, spreading the message. Okay? That is their job. So yes, they should be compensated for coming to the church and helping lead people. That is their job. So I don't have an issue if you can afford to give them money and tithe to help them. And just, it's like giving a tip type of thing and helping them. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you can't pay your bills and if you are suffering, you are out of your mind to give what you have that needs to go to your bills. Okay? Not only that, but yes, again, yes, the church needs money for the lights to stay on type of thing. And the messenger that you're going to see to be paid in some type of way. But I find it absolutely disgraceful how you have some of these mega pastors like T.D. Jakes and Alstein and her and all that worth millions of dollars. But yet in the Bible, it tells you to be generous and to help the needy. And that's a wonderful thing to do. And I'm not saying they never have. My thing is, though, is that a lot of churches, especially black churches, they don't help the people that's all in them churches. No, they do not. They don't even have people. I keep seeing black women blaming the church for being single. We already had a whole call and show on that. But a lot of the churches don't always do, a love match type of thing on the weekends or something like that to help men and women of the church come together to start dating and all that other stuff. But then again, most of the churches is filled with black women and not black men. And that's why you're not equally yoked and y'all have problems. You outnumber them. And half the preachers and the priests, the pastors and stuff, they don't even tell all the black women what they want to hear in them because they don't want to offend them because they're the ones keeping the church going. They don't want to address the out of wedlock birth rate problem, half of them. Okay? But yet talking about marriage and all this other stuff and saying this to a bunch of women and the men ain't even there. It's like they're acting like they don't know the climate and the culture right now between black men and women. And they don't want to even talk about that, a number of them. So look, y'all heard what she said. Give this money over, 1,000 and whatnot money, and you will be blessed for giving the money. And a lot of people really believe this, the whole tithing thing. So, okay, so it says in the King James Bible, it says Luke 6:38, it says, give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together and running over shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you. Again, basically, what you give, you're going to be rewarded. So you'll have them using these type of quotes as to why you should be giving. I think they said a certain amount, a certain percentage you give to the church. Okay. In Malachi, someone said that this is a scam and that preachers and stuff love to quote this. It says, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. So they use this quote saying that God is going to pour you out a blessing in heaven if you tithe and give to the house of the Lord type of thing. That's what they say. Now, again, I think it makes logical sense to donate something because this still is a business. This still is a place that needs to function. And yes, the messenger, pastor, preacher, it is good to help them, to give them some money because that is their job, what they're doing. But the amount of money that they are making, I mean, look, hold on for a second. Juanita Bynum is worth $10 million. Okay? $10 million. Now, look, she has earned the money with her books, producing, her speaking engagements, and she should be able to have that money because she earned that money. Okay? So, but you have a lot of pastors and preachers who are not mega preachers and all this other stuff. The local ones who don't do anything for their people that come to the church. I had a wonderful caller in on that call show. I want to speak to her again. She said she went to a Jewish church or something like that, and she said it was completely different. They actually have programs in real community, versus what she saw in black churches. Y'all go there on Sunday. They preach out the book, and they don't necessarily always have real programs that really help the black community. And I've heard a mixture of things. Some people say church is just where you go to hear the word. It's not a dating place. It's not a credit repair place and all of that. But it all ties in together somewhat. Okay? So, there are people who feel the churches need to have more programs, talk about a lot of things. They need to stop hiding about SCX education, especially being that a lot of the women in there had children not married and still have SCX. Talk about those type of things. Black people do need some financial education. Why not hire some of them to have a program where they teach you stuff? It's about community. And God wants you to be better and to grow. And these are part of growing and being better to live a good life on earth. So a lot of people feel like, oh, well, all my problems will go away if I just give my $100 or $1,000 to the church. I would ask people in my comment section, if you go to church, did you tithe and give a good amount of money and make a prayer of what you wanted? And did you receive it after you did that? After you tithe, did you get rewarded with what you wanted? Did an illness go away? Any type of disease you have go away? Did your mortgage get lower? Did you get a raise on your job? Did you hit the lotto? Did you get a husband? Whatever it is you prayed for and you gave your money to the church, did what you want come true? Or do you simply donate out of love and that's what you want to do? Also, do you just look? I don't believe you just have to go to a church to be a good person and to help people. I've seen amazing women, especially on TikTok, who have a budget of like $30 to $50, and they go to Walmart or wherever they go and they buy food and they cook it and they feed the homeless with it. And I really like and believe in things like that. All types of stuff, maybe donating to people's GoFundMes who need help paying a medical bill or things like that, paying for, we see these type of things. So, because it even says in the Bible that the church is in you. It's not necessarily just a building you go to. It's you, who you are as a person, okay? Spreading your love to people, okay? Going to a church is not going to save you. It's who you are. There are a lot of people who don't even identify with religion, who are very good, helpful, and nice people who believe in helping humanity. They just don't believe in organized religion. So you have a mixture going on. So that is it for this video. I want to know, what do you think about this? Do you feel like Juanita Bynum is in the group with T.D. Jakes and other mega pastors? Do you think she's using people for money to have her $10 million empire? Or do you think, this is what it says, you need to tithe, and that if you do this, your prayers will be answered because you gave this money to the church? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. And before you go, again, check out this amazing wine company. Okay, nothing wrong with drinking some good old wine. This is www.boydcrewwines.com. They have rosé again, red wine, white wine. Some of them have sold out and very affordable. This beautiful married couple with their business. So if you would like to support them, go to www.boydcrewwines.com. So that is it, everybody. Thank you so much again. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will be talking to you soon.